I hope this video finds you guys well. This is just something a little bit different that we're going to be trying to do over the next few months to see how it goes. Maybe once a month, might be once a year. But we wanted to try a little bit of video with everyone. I feel like that there is opportunity sometimes that might to say some things, but it gets lost in a blog or it gets lost in a Facebook post, and it's kind of difficult to maybe express some of the thoughts that you want to express in such a short span. I get it all the time. People say, man, I really wanted to read your stuff, but I'm not trying to read paragraphs on Facebook. I'm not really trying to click this link and go to this blog, or maybe the blog didn't even make it to them. And so we're going to try a video series every now and then to talk about some different things. So if you're here, thank you for being here today, for your continued support of Believe in the Unbelievable and Little Boy Big Dreams, and allowing us the opportunity to share a couple of topics with you all. And with that said, today's topic is on giving your worries, giving your guilt to God, to really giving it to God. The other day I was blessed to sit down with someone who was actually having a conversation with me about maybe some of the things that are in my head, or some of the things that I'm dealing with on a personal level. And they said, you know, can you really give it to God? And they hear all the things that you say and they hear all the things that you think, but are you really laying it down and putting it at God's feet? And I thought, you know, sometimes that's, for all of us, it's a lot easier said than done. We want to give it to God. We want to lay it down to God, but there's a guilt or an obligation maybe where we feel like that's not just something that we can do, that this is on us. And can we just give it away? And the answer is yes, you can. Because the reality of whatever it is that you've done, or the reality is of where you were yesterday, what's important about life, or what's a blessing about life, is about what you do moving forward. What are you going to do with a choice you made? Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe it's something that you didn't want to do or you shouldn't have done. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to use it to make yourself better? Are you going to use it to maybe make somebody else better? You know, somewhere, someone wants to know that you're all right. They want to know that you're going to be better tomorrow. And so in order to actually truly accomplish that, though, you do have to lay it down. You do have to accept that this is where I am and this is where I want to be. And I think about that maybe some in terms of how we go through life on a daily basis. We say we're okay, but it gets overwhelming and it starts to kind of compound itself on us, and at some point we topple over. We can't handle it anymore. And that's because we don't have balance. We don't have balance, and we don't have that footing. We don't have that foundation of faith that we often talk about. Because again, there's so many other things that are piled on us. And a few years ago, I think a couple of years ago, my sister-in-law gave me this cup. I thought it was an interesting cup, and not advertising or anything like that, but that she gave me this cup. And I thought what was interesting about this cup is that if you don't set it down right, it's going to fall over. And that's kind of how we are, right? If we're not set down right, at some point, no matter how strong we think we are, we're going to fall over. But if you do set it down right, this cup doesn't topple over, doesn't move. I've tried, trust me, I'm trying to push it over right now a lot. But it won't topple over. And it won't topple over because, again, it's set down right. It's firm. It's on that foundation of faith. And that's the same for us, right? We have to be able to truly and honestly set down our worries, our thoughts, our concerns, and put it at God's feet. Put it at God's feet so we can stand firmly on our feet, so we can move on to the things that we need to move on, so we can make things better for ourselves and for others and for the people around us. And again, I understand, way more easier said than done, but it's something that has to be done. It's something that you must do in order for you to move forward to where you want to get to. So I'll tell you this. Every day, it's a conscious decision to wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to choose happy. I tell my kids, my wife, choose happy today. Choose happy. Walk into the day choosing happy. When I come to work and I'm not smiling, it's pretty obvious, pretty quick. People say, hey, where's that smile? Because there's nothing going on. There's nothing out there. There's nothing that's happening in our lives that we cannot truly and honestly give to God. We don't walk alone. We're not alone. And the opportunities out there for us are endless. The possibilities are endless. again, it's until we lay those burdens down, it's until we lay those things down to God, it's until we find that balance, we're not going to be able to move forward. So my prayer for you all today, my hope for all you today is if you are carrying something, that you find it within and you find a way to lay it down. And as always, believe in the unbelievable is you, and have a blessed day.